Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented the Union Budget earlier today, which laid focus of 4 pillars which are Gati Shakti, climate action, financing investments and inclusive development. Key takeaways include eco-friendly public transport, digital rupee, 30% tax on proceeds of digital assets, a self-reliant defense sector, amendments in the education sector, and promotion of energy-efficient technologies across the industry.
While there was no mention of income tax slab made during the budget speech today, citizens can hope to see digitization of the rupee, with the digital currency being issued by the RBI using blockchain and other technology. The only catch here is a scheme for taxation of virtual assets that has been introduced. Under this, a 30% tax on proceeds of virtual assets will be levied. However, loss may not be set off, Sitharaman said.
Scheme for taxation of virtual digital assets. There has been a phenomenal increase in transaction in virtual digital assets. The magnitude and frequency of these transactions have made it imperative to provide for a specific tax regime. Accordingly, for the taxation of virtual digital assets, I propose to provide that any income from transfer of any virtual digital asset shall be taxed at the rate of 30%, 30%. No deduction in respect of any expenditure or allowance shall be allowed while computing such income except cost of acquisition. Further, loss from transfer of virtual digital asset cannot be set off against any other income. Further, in order to capture the transaction details, I also propose to provide for TDS on payment made in relation to transfer of virtual digital asset at the rate of 1% of such consideration above a monetary threshold. Gift of virtual digital asset is also proposed to be taxed in the hands of the recipient. In 2022, 100% of 1.5 lakh post offices will come on the core banking system, enabling financial inclusion and access to accounts through net banking, mobile banking, ATMs, and also provide online transfer of funds between post office accounts and bank accounts. This will be helpful, especially for farmers and senior citizens in rural areas, enabling interoperability and financial inclusion.
Total expenditure in FY23 estimated at 39.45 lakh crore. GST collections in January 2022 at Rs 1.4 lakh crore, highest since inception. Tax deduction limit for state government employees to NPS raised to 14% from 10%. Taxpayers can now file an updated return within 2 years from the relevant assessment year. Fiscal deficit for FY22 at 6.9% of GDP.
The ECLGS will be extended up to March 2023, and its guarantee cover will be expanded by 50,000 crores of rupees to total cover of 5 lakh crores. Chemical-free natural farming will be promoted throughout the country, with a focus on farmers' lands in 5-kilometer wide corridors along the river Ganga at the first stage.
Digital rupee to be issued using blockchain and other technologies. To be issued by RBI starting 2022 to 23. Transfer of any virtual digital asset to be taxed at 30%. Digital gifting will also be taxed from the recipient's end. Corporate surcharge to be reduced from 12% to 7%. 1% TDS on payments made on transfer of digital assets. Focus was also laid on development and raising the country's competitiveness on the global market. This includes a more self-reliant approach proposed for the defense sector, which will be opened up for industry, startups and academia. 5G spectrum auctions will be conducted this year for the rollout of 5G mobile services by private telecom providers. In addition to this, Sitharaman also proposed laying of optic fiber in villages to improve the digital connectivity in these areas, thereby helping open up various opportunities for the people. Metro systems to be built using innovative financing. PLI schemes likely to create lakhs of jobs while adding production of 30 lakh crore in the next 5 years. Farm procurement value to be at Rs 2.37 lakh crore. One product, one railway station, 400 new Vande Bharat trains to be introduced. ECLGS to be extended up to March 2023 in view of pandemic. ECLGS guarantee cover increased by another Rs 50,000 crore. Chemical-free natural farming will be promoted throughout the country. A new scheme, PM Development Initiative for the Northeast to be implemented worth Rs 1,500 crore. 100% of the post offices to come under core banking system. Allowing online transfer between post offices, bank accounts through UPI, net banking, etc. A national tele-mental health program will be launched across the nation. A major step forward under the climate change pillar is a plan to promote a shift to eco-friendly public transport in urban areas. This will be aided by clean technology, government solutions, special mobility zones with zero fossil fuel policy and electric vehicles. A battery swapping policy to allow EV charging stations would be introduced.
One class, one TV channel program of PM E-Vidya will be expanded from 12 to 200 TV channels. This will enable all states to provide supplementary education in regional languages for classes 1 to 12. An open platform for the national digital health ecosystem will be rolled out. It will consist of digital registries of health providers and health facilities, unique health identity, consent framework and universal access to health facilities. A new scheme, Prime Minister's Development Initiative for the Northeast, will be implemented through the Northeastern Council. It will fund infrastructure in the spirit of PM Gati Shakti and social development projects based on felt needs of the Northeast. This will enable livelihood activities for youth and women, filling the gaps in various sectors. It will not be a substitute for existing central or state schemes.
E-passports to be rolled out in FY22 to 23 to make processes easier. An open platform for the national digital health ecosystem will be rolled out. The platform will include information on health providers and facilities. One class, one TV channel to be expanded from 12 to 200 channels. Scheme to enable supplementary education in regional languages for classes 1 to 12. Required spectrum auction for 5G rollout to be conducted in FY22 to 23. Implementation of the Chem-Betwa linking project at estimated cost of Rs 44,605 crore to be taken up. SEZ Act to be replaced with a new legislation to enable states to become partners. Government committed to reducing defense imports. Private industry to be encouraged to take up design, etc. of defense kit. 75,000 compliances have been eliminated and 1,486 union laws repealed for ease of business. Here are some of the items that have become costlier and cheaper. Cheaper: cut and polished diamonds, gemstones, clothes, camera lens for cellular mobile phones, mobile phone chargers, frozen mussels, frozen squids, asafoetida, cocoa beans, methyl alcohol, acetic acid, chemicals needed for petroleum products, steel scrap. Costlier: umbrellas, single or multiple loudspeakers, headphones and earphones, smart meters, solar cells, solar modules, X-ray machines, parts of electronic toys. Bureau Report, Goa 365.